Okay. Okay, sir. So we are in live. Uh, Basically, we have a today. This podcast is arranged on C, C++ and data structure. So yeah. So we have to discuss on that how C, C++ and data structures are beneficial for students, for candidates, those who are preparing for the companies, those who are preparing for TCS and QT national level qualifier test, and there are so many companies who are taking interviews and machine test based on this language, and data structure also play a very important and vital role over there. So I have a few questions, and that question I have taken from so many students, those who are preparing for it, and those who are just a beginner level, those who don't know nothing about it, how they have to start, how they have to start a C, C++, data structure, and everything. So basically, we have a questions on that. So. Like my first question is that why C, C++ data structure are so important as per the on-campus and off-campus interview.
Okay. Is my screen is here?
Yeah,
Just a minute.
yeah, your screen is visible.
Okay. Yeah. So first of all, as you know, Prashant, look at what happened. Really, as per the requirement of company, C, C++, DSA are being one of the most demanding skills that a student must have. Okay, but generally what happened, like a lot of tech student, like from BTech student, BCA student, MCA students, they just consider this subject as a computer science discipline subject, and that's why they are generally tends to ignore these kind of subject. But like counting play an important role in mathematics, like the same way C, C++ and data structure also play that much important in IT industry, any kind of industry, whether you go for a database, whether you go for a networking, whether you go for the data skills and data analyst and all, everywhere there is an importance of C and C++ and DSA. That's why I just request all these students ki don't take this subject like other subject of computer science. ओके एंड यूनिवर्सिटी का एग्जाम पास करने के लिए ये सब्जेक्ट को नहीं करना है. You just take this subject as a the basic subject for your future building and all. For example, that's for that purpose I just want to take one example. Suppose that let I share my okay, is my screen visible?
No,
Prashant?
no, sir.
No, 1 minute. Just a minute. Let us share my screen. Now it is visible?
Yeah.
Okay. Suppose that Prashant, I have 2000 pages of PDF. Okay, I have 2000 pages of PDF, or in that PDF, what is the problem? First, I explain that problem. If we want to search my roll number in 2000 pages of PDF document, Okay, and that document arrange in increasing order, means all the row, means that roll number are arranged in increasing order in that documents. Okay, so how would we do that? Okay, तो हम इसको कैसे परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं? In 2000 page of PDF, I want to search my roll number. Like I remember कि whenever I'm in graduation, at that time the result display on a newspaper. And in that newspaper, we have to search our roll number. If our roll number comes to a newspaper, then we know that okay, we are now all clear. Okay, and so similarly here, if we have 2000 page of PDF, and in that page I want to search my roll number, so what I do? So there are multiple ways, and that multiple ways we have by using the concept of data structure. For example, among that multiple way, let me discuss one way. Directly I'm going to the page number 1000, and whatever the roll number is available on this page, if my roll number is less than 1000, okay, less than all the roll number that is available on 1000 page, then I search my roll number, okay, from one page to 999. And if my roll number is greater than that, all the roll number available on 1000 page, then I start my searching from 1001 page to 2000 page. And similarly, we are doing the same process again and again. Means after that, again I am directly come to the page number 500, and where I search my roll number. If that roll number is available here, okay, then okay. Otherwise, now we search our roll number either in first 250 page, otherwise in next 250 page. Okay, so here what we are doing, here we are regularly dividing our all PDF in 50%. And what we do here we are doing actually a binary search. Here we are performing one of the concept of data structure is what? Binary search algorithm. Okay, so that's why everywhere we have an importance of data structure, because by using the data structure we got the logic, and we have an ability to develop an algorithm, develop a procedure to identify or to find out the solution of the particular problem. Okay, so that's why I think just I am taking one example here. Likewise, we have various use cases, and in all that use case, we are using the concept of data structure. So that I'm just requesting all the computer science aspirants and all the computer science students to must learn C, C++, and data structure for your bright career and for your bright future. Okay, Prashant.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir. So, and please stop your screen, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Just.
Okay, we understood exactly that what is the importance, why we should go for the C and C++ and data structure. C and C++ is obviously our languages, so we can go with any other languages also. C is why we have to go with the C and C++, why C and C++ we have to start, that we will discuss on any other session. But data structure is again we have to come on the data structure, because as we know that as per the development point of view, because you have spent around 8 to 9 years in development, and right now you're working as a data scientist, as a machine learning expert. So definitely I have more questions on data structure, like what is the importance of data structures in machine test? The company, there are so many companies who are taking interviews, who are taking a technical interviews, and as well as they take the machine test also. So if we talk about the machine test, then definitely they give options like you can choose whatever language you know, like C, C++, and Python, Java. These are the 4 language which is so much demandable, and so many students are very much aware from these languages. Right now Python is very in trend, so everyone have a knowledge of Python also, but still they will give us so much questions in machine test which is based on data structure. So I want to see your view related to that machine test.
Actually, the reason is just a one-line answer. The data structure is completely or fully conceptual based subject. Okay, in data structure is fully conceptual concept. Here, whatever the concept we have, that one is completely logical based concept, conceptual based concept, and the company want complete. Actually, what happened in any industry, they don't want that muck-up type of a student, whether the student having the knowledge of this subject or that subject or anything. The company only want the logical skills. You have that brain, you have that logical skills or not. Company only focusing on logics. And that logic company, as we know, in data structure, all the concepts are logical. That's why the company directly asks the machine test on any one of the algorithm for data structure. Most of the time the company asks for a quick sort, merge sort in their technical round, in their machine test. So if we are able to solve that one, then the interviewer know, okay, yes, that person, that this student having some logical knowledge, because if we are able to implement all the algorithm of data structure, it's really make some benefits, make some value in front of the interviewer. Okay, so that's why in most, not most, in I think 100% machine test, there is one of the questions from data structure. If you check that questions on HackerRank or any other like competitive websites, we have that questions, and that questions is really important. Okay, so that's why in most of the technical round, lot of interviewer ask machine test to implement real-time problem, and that real-time problem is actually the logical problem, and that logical problem we solve if we have the knowledge of data structure. If we think like logically, then we are able to solve it. So that's why the company in a technical round or in a machine test, they ask most of the questions from DS.
Okay, yeah, understood. So again, my third question is basically so many students and so many people know about C, C++ and data structure also, but they have a confusion about that. Should we start with the C with data structure, or should we first of all complete the C and C++, both the languages? So they are just so many times they had confused about that. We have to go with the C with data structure or C++ with the data structure, or we have to first of all complete the C, C++ and then we have to start the data structure. So I want to know that what is exactly the roadmap of completing all these three languages.
Okay. Yes. Let me first share my screen.
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
Yes. Actually, okay. What happened? Actually, as a student level, we first learn C language. Why? Because the C language is platform dependent language, and I just request all the students to don't do the programming on any code editor, because in that editor we already have some some facility. If you type C, then C automatically come there. So that's why practice the C language on Turbo C or otherwise on Notepad and any other. Okay, but don't practice it on the editor. That editor directly provide us annotations like things. So that's why ignore it. But first we start with the C language, and when we learn all the concepts from the C language, then we have two ways. One way is start learning data structure. Another way is as well as start learning C++. Why? Because all the object-oriented things nowadays, whatever the real-time problem we have and we solve as in our industry, that real-time problem is completely object-oriented based problem. And so, if we know the behavior of object-oriented, then we are able to solve that questions. And parallelly, by using the concept of C language, by using the syntax of C language, we are able to solve the algorithm, the concept that we learn here. Okay, so if students are comfortable, then parallelly after learning the C language, parallelly he will work on data structure as well as C++. Okay. But just I request everyone, कि first you learn C language, then at most in a week we learn C++. After learning that object-oriented concepts and all, then learn data structure. Then study data structure. Okay, but what happened? Normally, most of the students, okay, if they are able to manage it, then by after learning the C language, we directly start with the data structure. Okay, or there may be a lot of confusion in a student's mind. In company technical rounds and all, they give us a option of Python, Java, and all. But if we know the C language, because it is a basic language, if we know it, then we are able to code by using any language, because after learning the C language, that code, the code of Java, the code of Python, the code of .NET, VB.NET, the code of C#.NET, is just we have to aware the syntax, and after that we are able to code there. Okay, so as a basic level, okay, like second year or third year student, first year student, as a basic level, they start with the C language. After learning the C language, because if they start with the C language, okay, they face a lot of problems. But if we solve that problem, if the error occur, like some people ask, okay, you got 20 error. If but I taking it as a positive. If I got the 20 error in my program, and when I solved that error, I got the 20 new concept. Okay, so that's why it's better to code by using the C language. And here, in a starting phase, we face lot of error, lot of problem here. But if we solve it, then it's just a cakewalk for any other programming language. And after learning the C language, we just start with the data structure and parallelly learn C++. Because to know the behavior of object-oriented programming. That's it. Okay, so according to me, if you ask to me, to first learn C language, only learn the C language. If we start our programming journey, then first learn C language. After that, in a parallel way, we start C++ as well as data structure. Okay. Or if students are not comfortable, then means there may be chance some of the students not able to manage these things parallelly. So then what we do, first learn C language, then C++, because after learning the C language, C++ take just around 10 hours. After that, after learning the C++, start with data structure.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, this is just a rule.
Right. So definitely we can go with the C. Ultimately, what I understood that after completion of C language, we can start a data structure, and meanwhile we can focus on C++ for object-oriented concepts. Because it also very much important. So many times in interview they will ask you so much questions on C++, on object-oriented concepts. That's why. But data structure is very much important, so that we can start after the completion of C language, we can start a data structure, and we should have a high priority on data structure and low priority on C++. So if we are talking about the data structure, so how data structure helps in web development or web developers?
Okay. Prashant, you are asking like where means when I start this session, I just use one sentence. The data structure work everywhere. That's why you are asking the questions from everywhere. Where it is used in web development? Where yes, it is used in everywhere. Everywhere there is a concept of data structure. Okay, like in web development students, some students think they have to go for the web developer. They want to be a web developer. So where this data structure concept used? Yes, it's really a good question. And thanks to you, asking me these kind of questions. Actually, these kind of question is not normally most of the most of the person not asking these kind of questions. Even most of the students not thinking in a web development there is a concept of data structure or not. Yes, but in a web development we have two phases. One is what? Client side. Another one is what? As you know, server side.
Right.
Okay, so we have two sides there. So as a web developer, okay, we must have to analyze our runtime behavior and the speed of our websites. Means we must have to care about our runtime and speed, and that is very much essential for us to code like in a manner it will enhance the runtime speed, enhance the runtime as well as the speed of our websites. Okay, so if we know the algorithm which one used to make all the differences of writing the code. So if we know the algorithm, then we are able to write that efficient code, because as means to solve the same problem, one of the coder write thousand line of code, and to perform the same task, one of the coder write only 25 line of case, 20 line of code. So normally, okay, if you perform the same task by a 25 line of code, so then my speed, my accuracy, my runtime behavior will increase. And how I am able to write that 20 line of code? By using the knowledge of DSA, by using the knowledge of algorithm. Okay, so at the time of writing the code, this DSA logic help us a lot. Okay, or in server side, it's also play an important role. In a backend, okay, in a backend we have to handle lot of things, and where we implement lot of interface, we have actually what happened in industry to perform the backend functionality. We have to use lot of interface, or as you know, in interface, whatever the method is there, we have to redefine that method in our way. Okay, so whenever we are using the interface to implement the task, at that time the DSA will help us to write the efficient code and minimum code. Minimum line means minimum line of coding is there, or if we write the efficient code, then automatically our runtime behavior will increase.
Right, sure.
Okay, so
Understood better.
likewise,
Definitely, I understood in a better way, and definitely for this kind of questions, we can take more questions. Still, if you guys are having any questions, so you can drop your questions on chat box, and definitely we will reply you. My next question is that, sir, we are talking right now. Still, we are talking about the data structure, and one area which is booming right now because of the demand of the market, because of the demand of the corporate, and demand of the current problem and future problem. I'm talking about the AI, machine learning, data science. These are the
okay,
very important technology. As we know that this has not been developed yet. Now we can say like 1 year, 2 year ago. No, it was come from last 50 years. But right now it having a very good demand because of the data. Okay, and there are a lot of data right now, day to day is generating, and so many industries want analysis on it. They want to make it something like it should work automation, it should work like automated way. Okay, there are so many products day to day we are using, like YouTube, and still YouTube have a lot of data. We cannot imagine that how much data, how much videos YouTube is processing. Okay, so my question there is that how data structure is relevant, and how data structure is associated with your ML, data science, machine learn, AI, ultimately all the applications of AI.
as the name suggests, data scientist,
Yeah.
data scientist, and data structure. Okay, data structure is one word, another word is data science. The data structure and data science, as the name suggests, they are interlinked. Okay, but to explain it, let me first share my screen. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so like here we have data structure, and in data structure, sorry, okay, here we have data structure. In data structure, we have lot of concepts. We have the concept of array. We have the concept of linked list. Okay, we have the concept of link. We have the concept of linked list. After that, stack. Then we we have queue, then we have tree, then we have graph, then we have hashing. Okay, these all are concept of what data structure, and these are categorized in a two group: linear data structure and non-linear data structure. And what happened after 1995, when the lot of other programming languages will develop, what happened, like when the Java will develop, the Java implement these concepts by providing one framework is what? Collection. Okay, by using the collection framework, they are providing a lot of predefined things to implement these concepts. The same in .NET, same in C#.NET, and even in Python. Even in Python, we have list, okay, we have dictionary, we have tuple, we have set. These are the data structure. These are the concept. And the same things, whatever we are learning here, these concept is implemented here in the form of list, in the form of dictionary, in the form of tuple, in the form of set.
Right.
Okay, these things are implemented. So actually, like from here, हम यहाँ से समझ सकते हैं कि data structure are so much important, because if it is not important, if it not play a vital role, then why the Java people include that one in collection framework? Why the Python people include that one in list, dictionary, and tuple and set? Yes, it's play a very important role. Okay, but here we have all the concepts in predefined way. But whenever I am using, okay, yes, as from the last 7 to 8 years, from last 7 years, means before 2018, I'm working in a Java platform, and suddenly I jumped to the Python, and here I'm working as a data analyst. Okay, so why it's easy for me to work as a data analyst? Because I'm very much aware with the data structure. If I'm aware with the data structure, these concepts are implemented in Java, whether we have to go for the Python or any other program, like everywhere there is a concept of data structure. Or what happened in machine learning, whenever I train a machine, in machine learning, we train the machine learning by using the data. And here we have billions of data. Okay, not in million, billions of data. And when we train our machines by using this data, we are developing some algorithm. Sometimes we are enhance the functionality of algorithm. So how we enhancing that functionality of algorithm? We already have the predefined things, but by using that predefined things, we have an ability to write the code, logical code. Yes, by using the predefined things, but by using that predefined things, we are just writing some enhanced code there to enhance the accuracy, okay, for this machine to work on this data. Whenever we want to enhance the accuracy, we have to tune the algorithm, whatever the algorithm we have. And when we trying to tune it, when to trying to tune it, when to trying to perform the efficiency, enhance the efficiency, at that time we are writing our own code to enhance it. And at the time of writing the code, the data structure that we are learning, okay, it's play a very much important role, because if we are logically sound, then we are able to write it here. Okay, so in machine learning algorithm, what happened? Just for this purpose, I'm just taking one example. Prashant, my son age is 4 years. Okay, and means he know the look and he clearly identify the dog. Okay, and when he see a wolf, okay, or hyena, okay, अब मैं अगर उसे फायर करता हूँ कि बेटा वो wolf and hyena को भी देखेगा तो बोलेगा पापा it is dog. Why? Because the behavior of wolf, the behavior of hyena, the look of wolf is matched with the dog. Okay, but after getting some training, means like 3 to 4 years के बाद हो सकता है at the age of 7 and 8 years he is well define maturity to identify, to classify the dog and wolf clearly. Okay, in a same manner, okay, when we train our machine, we train it with the data, and machine want, okay, a behavior, machine want to identify the behavior of data. How the machine identify the behavior of data? By using the algorithm, and that algorithm we are writing with the help of only data structure. That's why the data structure, when we are writing the short form of data structure and short form of data science, both are DS. Why? Because they are very much related with each other. Okay, so I think कि means डेटा साइंस को अगर हम इग्नोर कर दे तो हम सोच ही नहीं सकते डेटा साइंटिस्ट के बारे में.
Right. Data structure is really very much important for that, definitely. So like my last question is, if we talk about the logic, as I know that so many students, so many candidates, they come to ask me, and you also, because you're also in training, we also providing a training, you also have got same question so many times कि sir logic नहीं चलता है ना, we are not able to make the logic, how to create the logic sir. And I always say कि yes, logic is not a thing that you can develop in overnight. Okay, it will require the process, day-to-day process, but definitely when you have a basic knowledge, basic concepts about C++, about the control statement, then you should go for the algorithms, then you should go for the data structures, because ultimate logic, how to work with it, even you can go and you can search about that, how Microsoft, Google's taking a machine test, taking interviews, and what kind of questions they are asking, which is based on again your data structure. So like how you can see, how you look towards that, like data structure play a very important role while developing your logic.
Okay. Yes. Just I remember my earlier days of learning. Whenever I am in first semester of my MCA after passing a BSc in computer, not BSc in computer, BSc in electronics, and then I suddenly go for MCA. And whenever I am learning in this semester one, okay, there is one program. I think that program is based on factorial, and ma'am using directly came and writing on board the while loop, and that's all. और at that time मैं यही क्वेश्चन फायर कर रहा था कि I have for loop, I have while loop, I have do while. So why only we ma'am writing that code only by using the while loop? Why not by for loop? Why not by do while? Okay. So if we ask, if we thought, if we think why the program of factorial is implemented only by the while loop? No, it is also implemented by using the for loop and do while. So the first thing is we have to ask why these things happen. The first thing, okay, whenever we code anything, before writing any one line of instructions, first we have to analyze the problem, first we have to think about that, and then write something on your copy, write the code on your copy, analyze it. After that, typing on what? Screen. Okay, typing on your editor and run it. And the one simple thing is what? Coding, and coding. Okay, if we do the code regularly, automatically our logic will enhance. Okay, there is no any magic stick to enhance the logic. Okay, whenever we write code multiple perform the same kind of operation in a regular interval. Or I just request to everyone. Okay, before when we are trying to solve any problem, to try to solve that problem by ourselves only, not taking the help from the Google or somewhere else. Okay, और yes, एक टाइम होता है कि जब हम भी सरेंडर हो जाते हैं कि नो यार अब मुझे कुछ चल ही नहीं रहा, हो ही नहीं रहा है. Then we have to take the help from the Google or somewhere else. But nowadays what happened? Students को problem दो, student directly writing the problem on Google and searching the logic, and then read it and type it in your on their editor, or some of the time the just copy pasted it. So in that manner we are not able to run anything. No, we're not able to understand anything. The things is what, when अगर वो time ले रहे हैं तो yes, okay, time लेने दो. But writing code by yourself, analyze it by yourself. When we analyze it, when we write it, ऑटोमेटिकली हमारा लॉजिक एनहांस होगा. In earlier time, whenever we are learning mathematics also take time. But whenever you are solving 1 and 2 and 3 problem, like in our data science, we have 100% data, and we train our system, we train our machine with 90% of data, and 10% data we 10% data, on the 10% data we are performing the testing. We are performing the training on 90% data, and on 10% data we are performing the testing. Why? Because testing is also important. So whenever, how the logic will enhance, there is no any magic. The magic is only whatever the assignment we have, whatever the program we have, trying to analyze that problem, or first write in your copy, write the logic on your copy, think about it without the help of your laptop or computer, without the help of compiler. Then type it on your editor and check it with your compiler. If the result comes, really you are doing a fine job. If the result not come, again try it. Or as you say, as your question, how the data structure help to develop the algorithm. No, sorry, to develop the logic. How the data structure will help. Yes, definitely. Whenever we are learning any syntax from the C language or in data structure, every concept is logical and conceptual based. When we are trying to implement that logic, that concept, automatically we are using our brain. We tune our brain to identify the problem and identify the solution of that problem. And when we tune, automatically logic enhances over. Okay, so only three word is what? Coding, coding, coding. And before writing anything on editor, first write in your copy. If we write anything in our copy, it definitely helps us. Okay. Yes, in initial time it take a time. I just request to all students, initially it take the time. But if we practice regularly 3 to 4 hours only for a 1 week, from second week, ultimately we got the result. Okay, but without coding, there is no any magic, there is no any shortcut, कुछ भी नहीं है. At the end, अगर हम अभी नहीं कर रहे, इंडस्ट्री में प्लेस भी हो गए, तो इंडस्ट्री जाके करना पड़ेगा. पर at that time काफी लेट हो जाएगा, हमारा डेवलपमेंट रुक जाएगा. Okay, the simple thing, our development is somewhere stuck. Okay, so that's why it's better to build our logic as a student level.
Right, absolutely. When we are in student, when we are in second year, we can start a C++ because data structure takes a time. If you are sharp-minded, if you have a really very good mind, you can understand the things very easily. You have a very good problem-solving skills. You have a good computation skills. So definitely you will complete data structure maybe within a 2 month also, 3 month also. But if you know that you are a beginner and you are not able to understand everything in a first step, so definitely that time we must have to go and do a lot of practice. And from second year I think from second year, third year we should start working on that, because data structure is still so in high demandable. And if you're looking for the full stack developer, looking for the main stack developer, or as a web developer, as a desktop based developer, that time also it plays a very important role. So as a student you have to work on it, and you don't have to neglect the data structure if you're looking for the full stack developer, especially okay. If you're looking for the development, you have to go as a software development engineer, then you should have the knowledge about the data structure. At least you should have a linear data structure knowledge, okay, because it also helps you to increase or to create your logic. So many times you had a questions like how to work on logic, how we can enhance our logic. So there is a one solution. You have to go with the basic level to medium level, and middle level to the high level. And at the high level you should pick the data structure, and let's work on it. Try to find out the mentorship, try to find out that from where you can learn all those things, because at a beginning level you can realize that you can do by yourself, but after the completion of some levels, maybe when you start a tree graph or linked list, that time you you will face the problem that you are not able to understand. So try to find out the mentor, try to find out any company or anyone who can teach you better way to understand and to provide you the better knowledge about that how can you work on the data structure. That is the ultimate goal. Yes sir, do you have any question?
Yes, Prashant.
Yeah. Yes sir.
Okay. Let me share my syllabus,
Yeah.
or whatever the syllabus, by
Yes, sir.
using the
Please share
syllabus, I
your
train
syllabus
the students.
so that our viewers can understand that what kind of topics they must have to understand, they must have to learn. Okay, so please share that
Okay.
one.
Yes, this is my syllabus. Actually, it take around 3 months of time, 100 plus hour of time. 3 month in approximate in 3 months, we are completing these all things, and it's we make this syllabus on the basis of AMCAT, Google Code Jams, Code Safe, HackerRank. These are competitive programming contents are available here. We have a lot of problem based on basic programming, array, string, sorting, binary search, data structure, greedy algorithm, dynamic programming, graphs, segment of tree. So whenever we are trying to solve these kind of problem, okay, at that time, yes, it's really difficult, but here we have, when we are solving the problem, automatically our rank will enhance here, and most of the company directly pick up the person from this portal. Okay, in this portal, if we have good rank, then most of the company directly picking us from this portal on the basis of rank, we whatever the rank we have on this portal. Okay, the same according to this portal, according by keeping the mind all these portals and all, we are developing this syllabus. In this syllabus, we can actually categorize this syllabus in three part. One part is related to basic programming. Here, first, I start with a flow chart. What is the just a basic from the beginning level? I just start with a flow chart after discussing the flow chart, because in industry, whenever we are having any problem, whenever we are having any project, we have some flow charts related to that project. So following means first we discuss the flow chart. After that we discuss the identifier, keyword, token, data types. These are the basic steps. After that, we slowly we are moving toward the operators, performing the input-output operation, typecasting things, conditional statement, storage, looping related things, pattern related problem. All most of the questions in interview that or in machine test. Some of the time in machine testing, they are asking about the problem based on patterns. Even we are discussing the why loop, for loop, why we are using for loop only, why we are using while loop, or means that things in detailed manner, then functions, or as you see here, I just keep the time here also, because I know that in how much time we are completing these things. After that, okay, after learning these things, little bit of concept of data structure I introduce here in C language. Okay, I am like searching, sorting these concepts. Then slowly move on to the pointers, string, array, structure, union, and then our first part is completed. After completing means approximately to complete the first module, like the basic programming that is called C language, normally we need 45 hours of time. After that, what we do, we parallelly run the object-oriented things as well as the data structure. Okay, so means because in object-oriented, we are just discussing what is the object and what are the functionality we have in object-oriented things. Or at the last means some basic things, okay, and some advanced things. Okay, like what is virtual function, abstract function, exception handling. What exception handling is runtime error, and how at the runtime whenever we got some error, how to handle that error, because of that, if we are not handling that error, because of that, maybe the execution stop. How to handle that kind of error, and at the last the file handling. Here in 15 hours, we parallelly run the two things. Okay, in object oriented, we are discussing the OOPS concept, or in data structure, we already discussed the concept of function in C language, and here we are discussing the concept of recursion. or complexity. What is time and space complexity? As in a start, when we start our session, we discuss the data structure are very important by keeping the two things in our mind. One is time, another one is space. So what is this complexity? We are discussing that one. After that, all the data structure stuffs like linked list. After the linked list, we discuss stack, queue, tree. After the tree, we discuss the data structure, and it's really very, very important too. Because in Java, even in Python, all the data structure related module based on these things. Okay, so here we discuss the tree in detailed manner. Okay, after what is binary tree, what is binary search tree, and then like after that, the advanced data structure, we discuss the queue, priority queue, heap tree. Okay, means after that we discuss a lot of things related to graphs. Okay, so these things we discuss in data structure. Okay, and approximately the data structure will take more than 60 hours of time. So these are the syllabus. This syllabus is completely industry-oriented syllabus. In every concept, we have lot of industry-oriented problem, or as well as some assignments. If the student solve all assignments, then it's very, very, very important for students to solve all the 40 plus assignments that we have in our module. Okay, and if students solve all these assignments by their own without copying from somewhere, so definitely it will help him, her to their campus placement, and also increasing the rank on these like HackerRank, Coursera, or these kind of competitive portal. And it will definitely help to get the job. Or whenever you are doing a job, day to day, on day by day, the data structure play a role. Okay, so this is a syllabus. We are just completing this syllabus in around 3 months, or sometimes it take little bit more, means like more than. But yes, it required at least 3 months. Sometimes it take 3.5 months, 4 months also. Okay, so this is our syllabus related to data structure, and as the title of our syllabus, C++ with data structure and algorithm for Mango company. Okay, then so it's really beneficial for us. Okay, this is our syllabus. In this syllabus, we have in and around 300 plus practical, 40 plus assignments.
Okay, sir. So,
okay, Prashant?
Yeah, understood. That what students must have to learn if they are looking by themselves also. Then what the topics they must have to cover, and at the end I want to conclude one point from my side. Like if you are doing any programming language, whatever programming languages you have chosen, and suppose let's keep the programming part, let's keep the data structure part. Still, whatever you are doing, like you're doing digital marketing, Salesforce, or anything else, or suppose you are doing a C++ and data structure, you must have to develop at least one project. You should work on the project, because at the end your projects matter. Because at the end when you go in the interviewer will see your resume and CV and will check that key how much projects you have done and what is the level of that projects. If it is an intermediate level or basic level or advanced level, would you able to give a proper answer of that all questions? Like if interviewer can ask you a question about what is the future scope of your project, what you have learned from this project, what was the difficult position or difficult situation where you stuck, and if you stuck, then how you solve that issue. Okay, can you optimize your code? How can you optimize your code? Or have you optimized your code? Then who has told you about that? So these are the questions they will ask you on the project, because at the end when if you want to go as a software development engineer, so at the end you have to work on the project. If you're learning a C++ or data structure, at then you have to work on the project. So if you have a knowledge of C language, if you have a knowledge of data structure, try to make a project on that. If you have a still only one C language knowledge, let's work on the one project, because when you work on the project, that time you gain the complete implementation knowledge, complete thinking about the structure, data structure also, and structure of your project. So and that's matter. So that is the my last point. And if you guys if still have any questions, you guys can put your questions on chat box, and definitely I will reply you whenever I will have the time. Okay, but definitely we will give you the reply. Thank you, sir, for giving us such a important time, and definitely next time we'll arrange some session on data analyst and some session on problem solving and making a logic, developing a logic, and how to understand the concepts. Because as we know that we cannot go with the same approach to learn everything. For data structure, we have to change the learning approach. For learning a normal programming language, we have to change another approach. When we are talking about the academic, then academic having a different approach. Okay, so we will work on it, and definitely we will arrange a 1 and 2 session on that also. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.